Let's make history.
The word coon began in the late 1700s, early 1800s, and it had no racial connotations originally. It was used amongst hunter types. For instance, they would say, let's go coon hunting. They were referring to raccoons, or he has a coon hat on. It was strictly referring to raccoons. Then there was a party, and around the 1830s, there was a party, the Whig Coon Party. And they used the raccoon as their mascot, their symbol, to illustrate the fact that they were advocating for these same hunter types that were the word, who coined the term coon. A few years later, you had a song that came out called Zip Coon, and it was a racial degrading parody amongst black people, but it was made to be funny. You had a white musician, I believe George Washington Dixon was the first one. There were several versions made. I believe he made the first one, and this is in New York City where I'm at now, except in Manhattan, in the Bowery. He performed it in the 1830s, 1840s, circa that period. He spoke like mocking how black people would speak, and what the Zip Coon represented were, they were making fun of black people who were now free and were trying to assimilate into white society, make the most of their freedom. I mean, I feel like it wasn't fair, because it wasn't fair to make fun of them. It's no fault of their own. I mean, they couldn't even speak their own language. So what other language are they going to speak? English. What other culture are they going to practice if they can't even practice their own culture during slavery? So they're going to practice your culture. Whatever culture I'm going to practice, I'm going to try to be the best at that and excel at that. But a lot of whites during the time, working class whites in New York City, Philadelphia, etc., they felt threatened by that. Black people began to speak better, began to dress better. They felt threatened. And, you know, part of it was to discourage black people, like, hey, stay in your place as a slave. And that's how, and then once the song spread through sheet music and touring, different artists made different versions, then the racial slur became the dominant definition of the word coon. Now, it's a shame, because initially, as I stated, you had racist whites making fun and trying to degrade black people. Nowadays, in the 21st century, you have blacks and Puerto Ricans even using it to do the same thing that the racist whites were doing, to discourage you from moving ahead. They want to stay down there, stay where they're at, and then blame racism for their lack of progress. We got to take it back just for a second to Lyndon Johnson, LBJ, President LBJ, who was the one who signed the Civil Rights Act, as well as the Great Society legislation giving handouts and other assistance to minorities. So through that, many minorities, blacks, Hispanics, even now gays, Asians, they have become like inextricably linked with the Democratic Party. So anytime someone tries to go outside of that, then it's a problem. You get the name calling. Now it's become disrespect. People are trying to keep their own people down, keep their own people within the box. So when you have people who actually do the research and go out and do the homework and say, you know what, this isn't working, what these guys are saying over here, I think this will benefit my people better. But once you start going into that direction, it's your own people trying to put you down. And quiet as it's kept, it's usually, you'd be surprised, the hardcore liberals and the Democrats that are really the most racist. Because it was LBJ himself that was known to have said, I'll have these niggas voting Democrat for the next 200 years. Look it up. He had a driver who was black who often complained because he used the N-word all the time. So when you begin to read and dig a little deeper, you got to remember the mainstream is mostly Democrat, the mainstream media. So when you dig deeper and go into other political ideologies and other political options, you start to see certain things. But the people who are remaining in that box want to stay hood, want to stay ratchet, want to just go off of headlines, acting off emotions, off of headlines, rather than combing through articles, looking at political podcasts all 3 hours, not just 30 minutes, not just going and building a political opinion off of 3-minute TikTok videos or what somebody told you at the corner store, and do more research. The time has ended to just sit back and let the news tell us what's happening. No, we should be able to at least talk and have a conversation without getting emotional and without falling out with people.